In the bustling chaos of London's West End, on a drizzly afternoon in 2011, 9-year-old Beatrice Dillap was just another wide-eyed schoolgirl navigating the rigid routines of her classroom at Golden Heart High School. Beatrice, with her wild curls and a penchant for adventure tales, had always dreamed of the high seas, swashbuckling pirates, buried treasure, and mutinies against the ordinary. But her teachers, bless their structured souls, saw her daydreams as disruptions. No more pirate stories during math, they chide, assigning extra worksheets as penance. Frustrated but undaunted, Beatrice penned a letter. It wasn't to her parents or a friend, it was to him. Captain Jack Sparrow, the rum-soaked rogue from Pirates of the Caribbean, her ultimate hero, brought to life by the enigmatic Johnny Depp. "Dear Captain Jack," she wrote in her loopy, 9-year-old scrawl, "me and my classmates are fed up with the teachers. We need your help to stage a mutiny. Come to our school and lead us. Yours truly, Beatrice Dillap, aged 9, a budding pirate." She included the school's address, a cheeky map she'd drawn of the playground, Treasure Island, and sealed it with a wax stamp fashioned from a crayon. What 9-year-old wouldn't? It was a shot in the dark, tossed into the void of fan mail that celebrities like Depp received by the truckload. Little did Beatrice know, that letter didn't vanish into the ether. Johnny Depp, then at the height of his pirate's fame, filming on stranger tides nearby, had a habit of sifting through his correspondence himself. Amidst the usual pleas for autographs and selfies, Beatrice's note caught his eye. It was pure, unfiltered mischief, the kind that echoed his own rebellious spirit. He chuckled, picturing a classroom full of tiny buccaneers waving plastic swords. Why not? He thought. In a world that often felt scripted and distant, this was a chance to play the hero for real. A week later, as Beatrice and her classmates droned through another lesson on fractions, the classroom door creaked open. In strolled a man who looked like he'd stepped straight off the Black Pearl, tricorn hat askew, eyeliner smudged just so, a tangle of braids and beads framing his face, and that signature sway in his step. It was Johnny Depp, in full Captain Jack Sparrow regalia, a bottle of grog, non-alcoholic, of course, tucked under his arm. The room erupted, screams, gasps, chairs toppling like dominoes. Teachers froze, mouths agape, as if they'd stumbled into their own fever dream. "Ahoy, mateys!" Depp drawled in that gravelly, pirate purr, tipping his hat to the stunned educators. "I've received word of a mutiny afoot. And who am I to deny a crew their rightful rebellion?" He scanned the sea of awestruck faces until he locked eyes with Beatrice, who sat bolt upright, her letter clutched in her fist like a treasure map. "You there, Miss Dillap? Budding pirate, eh? Tell me, what's the first rule of the code?" Beatrice stammered, her cheeks flushing pirate red. "Take what ye can, give nothing back." Depp threw his head back and laughed, a sound like waves crashing on a hidden cove. "Close enough, lass. But today, we're rewriting it, take the fun, and give it back tenfold." What followed was 45 minutes of improvised glory. Depp led the mutiny, a theatrical overthrow where fractions became divvying up the plunder, and spelling drills turned into decoding treasure riddles. He taught them to swagger like sailors, complete with exaggerated limps and improvised sea shanties. One boy, shy and usually silent, belted out a tune so off-key it could summon krakens, earning a hearty "ah" from the captain himself. The teachers, initially shell-shocked, couldn't help but join in. One donned a makeshift eye patch from construction paper, another banged a desk like a drum for the chorus. By the end, the classroom wasn't a battlefield of boredom, it was a ship deck alive with laughter, creativity, and the spark of imagination that school sometimes stifles. As the bell rang, Depp knelt to Beatrice's level, slipping a signed medallion into her hand. "Keep sailing true, pirate. And remember, the best adventures start with a single, bold letter." He slipped out as mysteriously as he'd arrived, leaving behind a school buzzing with stories that would echo for years. Beatrice, the stranger who dared to summon a star, went home that day not just with a tale, but with proof that heroes exist beyond the silver screen. And Johnny Depp? He walked away reminded why he loved the role, not for the box office gold, but for moments like this, where a little kindness could turn a stranger's ordinary day into legend. This true encounter, verified through Depp's own reflections and school records, became one of those heartwarming footnotes in his larger-than-life career, a reminder that even pirates have hearts of gold.